But he knew, he got me again. I just can't beat this guy.
In the annals of boxing, few fights have captured the imagination and stirred the soul like the epic showdown between Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello. A battle not just of fists and skill, but of heart, will, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Today, we turn the pages back to the early 1980s, a golden era beneath the heavyweight giants, where stars like Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and Roberto Duran dazzled the world. Yet, amidst these titans, it was Pryor and Arguello who etched a story for the ages. Aaron Pryor, the light welterweight champion, a warrior in the truest sense, driven by an unquenchable thirst for respect, and Alexis Arguello, the Nicaraguan hero, who brought not just skill, but class, charm, and a charisma to the ring. Already a revered figure, Arguello looked to become the first boxer ever to win world titles in 4 divisions. A tale of heart, determination, and controversy. Brace yourselves, this is the epic saga of Aaron Pryor versus Alexis Arguello.
You don't beat an Aaron Pryor and you don't beat an Alexis Arguello until you absolutely destroy either fight.
Resilience, ferocity, determination. These are the hallmarks of Aaron Pryor, a warrior molded by the challenges of Cincinnati's unforgiving streets. His approach in the ring was a reflection of his life, relentless, aggressive, and fueled by an unyielding spirit. On the other side, grace, precision, charisma were the words that encapsulate Alexis Arguello. A boxer who emerged from Nicaragua not just as a fighter, but as an artist of the sport. His style was defined by strategic mastery, an elegance in execution, and a charm that endeared him to fans far beyond the ropes. In the intersection of Pryor's tenacity and Arguello's finesse lay a boxing narrative rich with contrast and intrigue, epitomizing the sport's profound capacity to narrate the human condition.
The fates were not totally kind to Aaron Pryor.
Aaron Pryor was the original bad luck kid.
He always had everything against him. He was a bad guy.
He could never be the matinee idol. He could never be the good guy.
In the heart of Cincinnati, Ohio, on the 20th of October, 1955, a future boxing legend was born. Aaron Pryor, later to be known as the Hawk, emerged from the gritty streets of a neighborhood where poverty and violence were daily realities. It was here, amidst the harsh backdrop of urban struggle, that Pryor's journey in boxing began.
I have a very violent family. The impression my mom always gave us, if somebody hit you, you better hit them back. And she used to pop me in here. She said, why you don't move your head when I hit you? I was like, Mama, I didn't know I was supposed to move my head.
With no guidance in his life, he walks into a gym and at the tender age of 10, stepped into the world of boxing, a world that promised an escape from the tumultuous environment of his youth. He was a natural, his talent undeniable. With each bout, Pryor's reputation as a formidable fighter grew. His style was aggressive, his determination unwavering, and his presence in the ring commanding. As an amateur, Pryor's record spoke volumes of his prowess, 204 wins against a mere 16 losses. His victories at the AAU Lightweight Championships in 1973 and 1975 were a testament to his growing dominance. The 1975 Pan American Games saw him clinch a silver medal, a feat marred only by a narrow loss to Canadian Chris Clark in the final. Pryor also beat future champion Thomas Hearns in the lightweight finals of the 1976 National Golden Gloves, a talent so good some even say the great Sugar Ray Leonard moved up to get away from Pryor.
Aaron was so good in that weight class. Ray moved up. Ray Leonard moved up to get away from Aaron Pryor.
Yet not all was smooth in Pryor's ascent. The 1976 Olympic trials brought a controversial defeat to Howard Davis Jr., a decision that Pryor believed was tinged with corruption. This loss denied him a spot in the Montreal Olympics, a bitter pill that Pryor felt robbed him of his rightful place on the world stage and in his career. Following the controversy of the 1976 Olympic trials, Pryor turned his focus to professional boxing. He debuted on November 11, 1976, and quickly began to dominate the ring, earning a mere $400 for his first fight. In 1977 alone, Pryor fought 8 times, winning all but 2 by knockout. This marked the beginning of a series of victories that showcased his raw talent and ferocity. By the end of 1979, Pryor's record was an impressive 20-0, with 18 knockouts. His skill and aggression in the ring were undeniable, yet his recognition in the boxing world lagged behind, especially when compared to his peers like Howard Davis, who was securing large million-dollar purses for his fights. Pryor's big break came on August 2, 1980, when he faced 2-time world champion Antonio Cervantes for the WBA light welterweight championship in his hometown of Cincinnati. The fight, nationally televised, ended in Pryor's favor, further cementing his place in the boxing world. Despite his growing success, Pryor felt a persistent lack of recognition. He knew he needed something more, something big.
Who do you want to fight next?
I want to fight Leonard because I feel like I'm the king of the junior welterweights for what I've already done.
In the wake of his triumphant victory over Antonio Cervantes, Aaron Pryor, newly crowned as a world champion, found himself in a paradoxical situation. With the WBA light welterweight title now in his possession, Pryor's name was on the lips of the boxing world. Yet the marquee matchups he yearned for seemed frustratingly out of reach. He called out the biggest names in the sport, seeking to cement his legacy. But the high-stakes risk of facing a fighter of Pryor's explosive caliber made many wary.
I just beat the #1 contender in my weight division. I ain't got nothing to prove there, so why not come up?
This is my show, pal. Go ahead. Any other questions, please?
I want to fight. I beat Tommy Hearn.
One such elusive matchup was with Sugar Ray Leonard, a bout that could have been a defining moment for Pryor. Although both sides had heavy negotiations, the fight couldn't be materialized, a moment that deeply affected Pryor. Throughout this period, Pryor continued to defend his title against formidable opponents like Lennox Blackmore and Dujuan Johnson, showcasing his skill and resilience in the ring. Despite these victories and his growing reputation as a dominant force, Pryor yearned for more, a defining bout against a top-tier name. It was this elusive marquee matchup that he believed would finally earn him the widespread respect and recognition he had long sought in the world of boxing.
Alexis Arguello was a classic boxer. And by that I mean every time you throw a punch, an opening is left. And a great boxer knows what that opening is immediately.
Under 30 seconds to go.
He was like a bullfighter in there.
Oh, big right hand!
Alexis Arguello, known for his charm and beloved character, was not only a boxer, but an artist in the ring. Born on April 19, 1952, in Nicaragua, Arguello's boxing style was as much about beauty and finesse as it was about power. By 1981, he had become a 3-weight world champion, holding the WBA featherweight title from 1974 to 1976, the WBC super featherweight title from 1978 to 1980, and the WBC lightweight title from 1981 to 1982. His achievements in the ring were a testament to his exceptional skill and strategic mastery. Arguello was revered not just for his accomplishments, but also for the respect he showed his opponents. He exemplified sportsmanship and grace, earning admiration from peers and fans alike. His fight with Ray Boom Boom Mancini showcased this trait distinctly. After defeating Mancini, Arguello displayed a heartfelt gesture of kindness and humanity. In an emotional moment, he embraced Mancini and urged him to appreciate and love his father, who was ringside and dealing with illness.
I love you, Father. That's the most beautiful thing you have, like I have my father, and I promise if I can do something for you, let me know, please.
Thank you.
5 minutes ago, this guy was a raging tornado, crazed dog who had just beaten the crap out of this kid. And now he's got his arm around him and telling him how he loved his father. His father was crying.
This act of compassion resonated deeply with the audience, further solidifying Arguello's status as a revered figure in the boxing world. In Arguello's story, we find more than a champion. We find a man who embodied the noblest aspects of the sport: dignity, grace, and an unwavering spirit of humanity. As Alexis Arguello's star shone ever brighter in the boxing world, his homeland of Nicaragua was engulfed in the throes of civil war. The year 1979 marked a seismic shift as the Somoza family was overthrown and the Sandinista regime took power. Amidst this turmoil, Arguello, who was living a prosperous life in the United States, faced a personal crisis. His property and bank account in Nicaragua were seized. Families split apart, and the conflict claimed the life of one of his brothers.
I miss my family a lot, but I cannot come back to my country for the problem. They want to stay there. They've been living in there for all his life.
Despite these personal losses, Arguello bravely returned to Nicaragua and briefly took arms with the Contras. However, the call of the ring was strong, and he soon found himself back in the United States, continuing his illustrious boxing career. Arguello's popularity began to extend far beyond the confines of the boxing ring. In South Florida, he became a hero to the Cuban community, a testament to his widespread appeal and charisma. It was this very popularity that led to the selection of the Orange Bowl as the venue for his iconic fight with Aaron Pryor.
Who's the hungrier fighter, you think?
I don't know that at 1.6 and 1.5 million you can say anybody's hungry. Aaron Pryor wants a recognition. Alexis Arguello is fighting for history. That gives you a heck of an incentive that money can't.
Nicaragua en tu suelo, la voz del cañón.
It is a madhouse here as Arguello comes into the ring with a Nicaraguan flag, and the crowd responds, and I don't think there's any question, Larry, but it is going to be a pro-Arguello crowd here.
Both warriors entered the ring with intensity emanating from every pore. Aaron Pryor, a whirlwind of intensity, eyes burning with a fierce determination. Across him, Alexis Arguello, the embodiment of skill and precision, equally poised to demonstrate his prowess. As the bell rang, the round erupted into a maelstrom of punches. This was no cautious opening. This was war. Arguello, with his signature uppercuts and devastating overhands, unleashed a torrent that momentarily staggered Pryor. Yet in the throes of the battle, the tide began to turn. Pryor, unyielding and relentless, ramped up the pressure. His combinations, a blur of speed and power, started to take their toll on Arguello. As the bell signaled the end of the round, both men returned to their corners, their wills unbroken, their resolve unwavering. The crowd was on its feet. This was boxing at its finest, raw, unfiltered, and utterly captivating. The second round commenced, and it was clear neither man was willing to give an inch. Arguello, with his back against the ropes, fought with the heart of a lion, trading heavy blows with Pryor. Pryor and Arguello, like two titans of the ring, exchanged ferocious combinations. The sound of leather against skin resonated, a testament to their indomitable spirits. As the round drew to a close, a controversial moment unfolded in Pryor's corner. Panama Lewis, his cornerman, was heard requesting a specific bottle, saying, "No, not that one, the one I mixed." This would become a point of contention and speculation in the annals of boxing history.
Give me a drink, man, that I mix. One that I mix.
Whatever it was mixing, that bottle gave Pryor more energy.
As the battle between Pryor and Arguello continued, the intensity and ferocity only magnified. Pryor, relentless in his pursuit, bombarded Arguello with a two-fisted assault that was nothing short of spectacular. His strategy was clear: overwhelm and overpower. Arguello, ever the tactician, countered with precision. His combinations were like a painter's brushstrokes, deliberate, skilled, and impactful. He was a strategist in a war of attrition, picking his moments with the poise of a seasoned gladiator. The pace was unrelenting, a dizzying dance of attack and counterattack. Pryor's boxing prowess shone through. His speed, power, and uncanny ability to strike from different angles kept Arguello perpetually off balance. In the fifth round, Pryor introduced a new weapon, his jab. It was a masterstroke, adding another layer to his already formidable arsenal. Arguello, undeterred, continued to land big shots, but Pryor was a man possessed, marching forward, seemingly impervious to the punishment. Each round was a testament to their unyielding wills, a chess match where physical prowess and mental acumen collided. The crowd watched in awe, witnessing a contest that transcended the confines of the ring. As the 7th round dawned, Pryor's artistry in the ring was on full display. He was a maestro of the hit and not get hit philosophy, weaving a tapestry of jabs and defensive maneuvers that was both beautiful and effective.
He knows the way he bobs and weaves, throws it with the left hand, the right hand. He's capable of throwing punches from all angles.
Round after round, both warriors expended every ounce of their strength. While the pace momentarily slowed down, it was the sweet science that sped up, each boxer showcasing their mastery under the bright lights. Then, as the later rounds unfolded, a subtle shift occurred. Arguello, finding his rhythm, began landing heavy shots and combinations. Each time his gloves met their target, the pro-Arguello crowd erupted. Pryor, a relentless force, and Arguello, a strategic powerhouse, engaged in a give and take that was nothing short of legendary. Arguello's stride was finally hitting its mark, his punches a clarion call to the hearts of the spectators. In the 13th round, Arguello delivered the best punch of the fight, a jolting straight right that snapped Pryor's head back. The 60,000-strong crowd roared in approval, yet Pryor remarkably remained on his feet, undeterred by the staggering blow. Despite these moments of brilliance from Arguello, Pryor's indefatigable spirit shone through. His combination work, particularly to the body, and rapid strikes kept Arguello under constant pressure. As the end of the 13th round approached, the narrative of this epic clash was far from over. At the beginning of the 14th round, the drama intensified when Panama Lewis, Pryor's cornerman, once again instructed Pryor to drink from the now infamous mixed bottle.
Give me that bottle. The one I mix.
This act, shrouded in controversy, seemed to inject Pryor with a renewed vigor.
Pryor going for the kill, trying to put him away. Arguello trying to cover up. A smashing right hand. Arguello's helpless against the ropes. Arguello's hands at his side. It's over. Aaron Pryor has retained his junior welterweight championship.
Arguello slumped to the canvas, a proud warrior overcome by the relentless tide. The crowd, in a state of shock, watched as one of boxing's greats lay there, a testament to the brutal and unforgiving nature of the sport. The loss, far more than a physical defeat, was a blow to Arguello and to his aspirations of becoming a 4-division world champion. The disappointment was palpable, not just for him, but for his fans and his son, who witnessed the defeat.
He just apologized, and I didn't know why, It's like, I was like, Dad, why are you apologizing? You don't have to say sorry. Why apologize to me and to me only? It was just to me that he looked at me in my eyes and he was like, I'm sorry. That was an uncomfortable situation.
The echoes of the final bell of Pryor versus Arguello had barely faded when the tide of controversy began to swell. The mysterious mixed water bottle in Pryor's corner, called for by Panama Lewis, sparked endless debate. Was there an unsanctioned substance that gave Pryor an unfair advantage? The questions lingered, unanswered, as the Florida Commission had failed to administer a post-fight urinalysis. Despite the swirling doubts, Pryor emerged from the battle with newfound respect. Yet this respect was shadowed by questions about the legitimacy of his victory. The media spotlight turned harsh, casting Pryor and his trainer in a dubious light. Amidst the controversy and the emotional turmoil, the demand for a rematch grew. Pryor, feeling disrespected and eager to prove his superiority without the shadow of the black bottle, agreed to face Arguello once again.
In the most anticipated rematch since the Thriller in Manila between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, Alexis Arguello and Aaron Pryor will again go to war.
The rematch, set in the grand stage of Las Vegas's Caesars Palace, unfolded differently. This time, Pryor, devoid of any controversial aids, demonstrated his prowess unequivocally. He stopped Arguello earlier in the 10th round, silencing critics and solidifying his claim to victory.
We know what we wanted to do after this fight, and we know what we had to do during this fight. Alexis wanted to go home a 4-time world champion, and I wanted to go home with my title.
Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello, a tale of two warriors willing to give their all to be crowned champion. Their battles in the ring transcended mere sporting events, etching their names indelibly in the annals of boxing history. Their fights were epic narratives of human spirit, resilience, and the quest for greatness. These warriors, through their trials and triumphs, remind us of the enduring power of sports to inspire and unite. As we look back on these iconic clashes, we celebrate the legacy of two of boxing's greatest champions. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into boxing history, don't forget to subscribe for more captivating stories from the world of sports.